I'm a lifelong skier. I've always loved the snow. And so our first product kind of came from there. Big fan of listening to music, while skiing, big fan of skiing in a group, walkie talking one another. So I was a ski instructor in Vail, one season, and, classic, aha moment after trying all sorts of different gizmos for actually listening to music or communicating comfortably amongst other skiers. And I just identify this super concise pain point as a skier that was unsolved because I had tried everything from AirPods to audio kits to you freaking name it. So that was a very clear product problem that needed to be solved, which is essentially the perfect input you can give a product design that's a product design that's looking for a problem to solve. That's what a product does anyway. So we kind of use that as fuel, and it ended up being this unique ski and snowboard helmet with headphones that you could detach for after skiing. And then you had this pretty big and sturdy interface that you could use with gloves on for volume and just track control. And there was walkie talkie amongst friends and all the stuff that we always wanted to have and never could. We put on a product. We designed that. We put it on Indiegogo back then because we thought it was a good idea. The campaign was not successful, not even remotely. But we still believed that it was a product worth doing. So we pretty much froze those funds. I think it was like 50K. So it's not going to cover the molds even. So nowhere nearly enough. So we froze that money. We said, okay, well, never going to get anywhere with that. So we literally looked for an accelerator that could take us to the next level, take us to a place where we could actually raise around. We were lucky to be drafted by the first ever edition of the Lead Sports Accelerator in Berlin, founded by the family of the Adidas grandchildren, Adidas's grandchildren. So the Adidas family was behind this thing. It was sports oriented, hence they're taking us. And so from there, we ended up raising our first round to go and build this thing. Only then we released the funds for the campaign. We told them, hey, so this is going to take a while longer because we ended up having to fund this elsewhere. And we actually offered refunds to everyone. It's like, hey, do you still want to wait for it, or do you want your money back? Because we hadn't used it. And thankfully, everyone said, okay, I'll wait. So we ended up using it, and we did the works. We went to China to build suppliers from scratch. Very scary moment, but also memorable in a ton of ways. But lots of fun stories there. Scary moments too. But then, yeah, we built our supplier network from scratch. We built that product. We manufactured it. We started selling it to some success. We sold out one season, a small batch. And we sold another season. We sold out again, smaller batches. And we were kind of starting to ramp up, we started identifying some issues in the product that we wanted to solve to, take it to the next level, probably Gen 2 or something. And then all ski resorts in the world closed overnight. And we had one product, seasonal, that we couldn't sell for the foreseeable future. Well, we had about 500K in the account, intended to make more of these helmets. And we said, this is too risky. It's like, we could very well die on top of a pile of helmets that we can't sell. So we told our investors, we need to, pump the brakes, and we need to figure out a way to navigate this that ends up in a different place. Because remember, picture early days of the pandemic, knowledge was scarce. Everyone was scared. No one knew what exactly was going to happen. And all we knew was that every ski resort was closed and we couldn't sell our single product. That's more than enough to kill any startup, basically.
That is quite the journey. And there's a couple of things I want to kind of point out here that I think are interesting about this journey that you've been through of, first identifying kind of a personal pain point and, kind of building on from that point, bringing together people around you, people that you trust and, kind of solve certain gaps in the business. And then eventually, getting a product, to market, dealing with the challenges that, maybe the Indiegogo is going to be a home run. That's all you ever need. But in reality, it necessarily wasn't. But wise enough to go out, find the right type of investor. You're not necessarily pitching VCs at this stage, or you're finding an accelerator
No,
that
the
knows
winner.
they're betting early, and you found perfect alignment, in terms of the Adidas accelerator. And so it sounds like you had an incredible like learning journey to get to this point. And then the world just kind of kicked you in the face and, you quickly reacted to that as opposed to being like, oh, everything's going to be fine, which, we look back 3 years now and it's like, oh, it wasn't, we all survived. Well, not everyone, but I guess, when we look at the, scenario of the decisions that you made and giving you the opportunity to like, hey, we still have some cash. What can we do with this? Let's not pile up in more inventory when we don't know what the future is, especially because, you got to hold out for at least a year, just kind of given the market climate. Maybe you could sell down to South America, the
Yeah,
Southern Hemisphere, but
it
that
ended
market.
up being even more than that. It ended up being almost 2 seasons. I mean, northern hemisphere. Not, I'm not talking north winter, north south, but 2 northern hemisphere seasons. It would have killed us.